In this class, most of our time has been spent defining the professional. Can unskilled laborers be professionals? Is a professional defined by dedication, skill, or even education? Perhaps the way professionals act is what sets them apart. It seems the only group we have not passed judgment on is the professional athlete. This is a very small group, but with such importance to our society that they deserve a place in this argument. Professionals in athletics are generally defined differently from professionals in other fields. Normally, the only distinction between an amateur and a professional is payment. However, most of us have agreed that monetary compensation is not the defining attribute for a professional. With that being said, we must evaluate other characteristics of professional athletes to determine whether or not they are truly professionals. One quality that we have commonly used to define a professional is unique skill. This is certainly present in athletes. It can undoubtedly be just as challenging to dunk a basketball from the free throw line as it is to perform surgery or win a lawsuit. No one can deny that professional athletes have attained skill sets that set them apart from the common man, just as professionals in other fields have done. However, these skills do not come easily for professionals in any field. Just as a doctor must go to school for years after graduating from college, professional athletes put in countless hours in the weight room, practice field, and film room. From Jerry Rice's legendary off-season workouts to Tiger Woods' 14-hour marathons on the driving range, dedication is certainly a criterion for professionalism that professional athletes meet. Some think that professionals earn their titles by earning our trust. Athletes have certainly met this standard as well. By allowing our society to idolize athletes, we've entrusted them with the task of nurturing our children. Kids today see athletes as heroes, which gives them the massive responsibility of setting examples that young people should try to emulate. Of course, this leads to the issue of professional conduct in sports. Professionalism is one characteristic of a professional that cannot be generalized to all professional athletes. They are often stereotyped as overpaid children with drug problems and massive egos. This is obviously a gross generalization, but certainly one that has some truth to it. Some athletes get carried away by money and fame and think they are untouchable. Examples of this are Tiger Woods, Michael Vick, and Ben Roethlisberger. However, many of these men are welcomed back to their sports as if nothing happened. Some would argue that this condemnation of repulsive and unprofessional acts is enough to disqualify athletes from the ranks of professionals. However, for every athlete who loses sight of professionalism, there is one that uses his position responsibly to inspire and touch the lives of others. From Muhammad Ali's 5-year imprisonment to protest the Vietnam War, to Dikembe Mutombo donating $15 million to build a hospital in his native country, there are many examples of athletic integrity to offset any individual shortcoming. In fact, athletic associations are taking it upon themselves to try to change any questionable reputations of their players. The National Basketball Association recently implemented a mandatory dress code for all players while arriving at games and at post-game interviews. This shows the importance the NBA places on proving to the public that its players are indeed professionals. In my opinion, athletes certainly can be professionals. They may not earn advanced degrees, but they work just as hard as any doctor, and their skills are just as difficult to attain. Athletes may not be the first to come to mind when thinking of professionals, but they meet every standard set forth in our class's thorough discussions. Athletes are unique in their paths to professionalism, but they certainly are professionals nonetheless.